Kellyanne Conway, Fox News contributor, former counselor to President Trump, and now she's the president of KA Consulting, is in focus. Bottom line this for me. How serious is this?
This is incredibly serious. I think it's the most damning and destructive to our democracy, to coin a phrase, Harris, dump of these Twitter files to date. Why? Well, the sixth installment, you'll recall, did start to show us a little bit about the FBI's possible involvement with Twitter. And then that succeeded the earlier Twitter file exposés that showed people were being censored and shadow banned and being treated unfairly. But to have our chief law enforcement officers, up to 80 FBI agents in one report, routinely saying to Twitter, you have to look at this tweet, you have to look at that person's postings. While we're in an election season and then while we're in the early stages of the Biden administration formation, this is frightening to me as an American citizen to think that this is going on under the guise of some official operation when, Harris, we know what it is, plain and simple. They're sitting on the scales of free speech. They're sitting on the scales of justice. Also, if you look at this story in Lucas Tomlinson's reporting, this all started on February 10th. What started? Well, Jim Baker, who your viewers would recognize that name as somebody who was involved in the Russia collusion hoax from the get-go, he's over as deputy counsel at Twitter. He's a former FBI general counsel, I believe was his title. It's big wig in both places. Yes. On February 10th, 2021, Harris, 3 short weeks into the Biden administration, he's busy making sure that the FBI is working for Twitter, frankly. And I don't buy this stuff that the 3 million plus, it's frightening. I think it's the worst so far. And if the Republicans are going to investigate many things, including, Harris, the Afghanistan withdrawal 6 months after that February 10th exchange, this has to be part of it. I mean, you're asking the Pentagon, you're asking Twitter to help the Pentagon with its military influence operations. What does Adam Schiff have to show for his Intelligence Committee chairmanship? He didn't know that the Taliban was going to take over in 11 days in Afghanistan. He hasn't. They really never truly investigated the Biden administration over the Afghanistan withdrawal. That'll happen. They were looking for collusion for over 3 years, Harris, where this was happening under the guise of an operation that should frighten every American.
You're right. We knew the James Baker situation because Elon Musk got rid of him. We knew about that, but that February 10th date seems to be one that pops now because of so many other things that were going on, not the least of which is the planning of what do we do about Afghanistan. And by the way, Schiff must have been the only person on the planet who didn't see it coming that the Taliban was going to fold in. They pretty much broadcast that themselves. I mean, everybody could see it coming. I don't know if that's genuine, but you made some excellent points about how some of this needs to be looked at simultaneously. I'll tell you why I say it's dangerous, what was going on. We also had that election with lots of questions now about whether the suppression of information, not just about the Hunter Biden laptop, but about the business dealings that were going on with foreign players with the son of a would-be president. What would that look like? Would that make this nation have to give in some way, its national security? Lots of questions around that. I want to get back to Elon Musk, though. Firing back at the House Intel chair now, Adam Schiff, over these comments over the weekend. Let's watch together.
We should absolutely take aim at that and other anti-competitive actions of big tech. And I think we've got a big problem right now with social media companies and their failure to moderate content and the explosion of hate on Twitter, the banning of journalists on Twitter. I don't think these companies should enjoy an immunity from liability when they behave this way.
The Twitter CEO responded with this: as outgoing chair of House Intelligence, did you approve hidden state censorship in direct violation of the Constitution of the United States? Representative Adam Schiff? That question from Elon Musk, obviously. Real quickly, your response.
That's going to be investigated. It has to be at this point, Harris. Adam Schiff has a years-long history now, 6 years as the chairman. Very little to show for that except some personal vendetta against Donald Trump. I got to tell you, somebody who voluntarily testified to the January 6th committee recently, no subpoena. Adam Schiff was there for a part of it. I would have preferred, even there, to have heard from the FBI. What did they know?
What did they know?
And when did they know it? Rather than a bunch of young people that I worked with who were honestly Trump sycophants and hard to deal with. So I think all this is going to be investigated because it's now a private company.
Kellyanne.
And what's already baked into Twitter, we're going to hear about that. And buckle up, everybody.
Buckle up. All right, we've got a quick correction to make on the way out. Merry Christmas, and thank you, Kellyanne. Good to see you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.